Hey, welcome back. I'm Todd Smith with another video teaching you how to make money and achieve financial freedom with real estate investing. Over the years, I've been blessed to teach tens of thousands of investors from newbies to millionaires, so I know I can help you too. But before we get into today's topic, if you haven't done so already, I just want to remind you to check out my free 90-minute online training class about how to buy houses without cash or credit at @realestateCashflowSecrets.com. I'll put that link and maybe some other resources in the description for this video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button below this video. And for some reason, YouTube made it harder. So after you hit subscribe, you got to hit the bell and then you got to hit all to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the money-making information that I have to share with you, because I do upload videos regularly. Fair enough? All right, let's get started. In this video, I want to talk about the subject of I found a good deal, now what? Now, I did cover the subject of how do I know if I got a good deal in another video. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure that you go watch that one immediately after you watch this one, okay? But now we're going to assume that you already know that you got a good deal. Now what? So there's basically three things you want to do. You want to look at, number one, your exit strategy, which is how do you get paid on the deal. You want to analyze that. And number two, you want to go view and verify the property, right? Either I prefer that you go, but if you can't go, maybe it's an out-of-state deal or something like that, you need to send somebody to verify all the information that the seller told you about the condition of the property and so forth, and so you can put together a proper repair estimate. All right, so your repair estimate, that would come under viewing and verifying. Okay, so number one, you determine your exit strategy. Number two, view and verify, and then number three, you got to be able to put the property under a written contract. All right, that's the most important step. You got to be able to put the property under a written contract. But so let's backtrack a second. So we got to look at how we're going to get paid on the property, right? So again, if you can buy it at a cheap price, then you can always sell anything that you get at a cheap price for a higher price, right? So we don't need to get everything at a cheap price if we can get terms that we can work with. Terms as far as time and payments and time to make payments. Kind of like layaway. All right. So we need to get paid some kind of way on price or terms, right? So for example, if you can get terms where you can make a payment on a house at $500 and then you can rent it out for $800, right? That's a good deal, right? $300 a month. So that's another example of, but you need to know your exit strategy, and really you need to know your exit strategy, and you need to be formulating that while you're talking to the seller, right? So that's step one. So in the process of you determine a good deal, you're also thinking, because if you can't figure out how to get paid on it, it's not a deal for you, right? It might be a deal for another investor who does know how to get paid on a deal, which is why you need to know multiple different strategies, okay? And that's why I teach multiple different strategies, and that's why I use multiple different strategies, and that's why I've been able to be successful regardless of what the market is doing, because I use different strategies that I can adopt to a lot of different sellers, okay? So so now you got your exit strategy figured out. Now you need to go view and verify the property. You need to go see, because the seller's going to tell you, oh yeah, it's in pretty good shape. Well, is it? The seller might say, well, hey, it was only going to take $5,000 or $10,000 to fix it, right? Then you go out there and you find out it's going to take $20,000 or $30,000 to fix it, right? And it may be that the seller really doesn't know. It may be that the seller's lying to you, or that the seller has no idea of repairs. And a lot of times when I'm buying a vacant property, the seller may not have even been inside the property for years. And that's why one of the questions I like to ask the seller on a vacant house is, when's the last time you've been inside the property? So in fact, dealing with a property right now that the seller hasn't seen for 6 or 7 years, and the seller's out of state. And she knows the price she wants for the property, but she literally has no condition about the property. So when we go look at the property, we're going to be telling her, we're going to be educating her on the condition of her own property, right? And then that way it goes into, which segues into my third point about having we got to be able to put the property under contract, right? So when we go, after we've seen the property and we've got an idea of the value, and we've got an idea of the condition, then we can be in a better position to make an intelligent written offer that is going to be able to try to meet the seller's needs and get us what we want, right? The offer has to be win-win. It can't just be about what works for us, but it has to try to satisfy the seller's problem, right? And
this case, seller's got a vacant house, so she's not making any money on a vacant house, so anything she gets, right, should be good, right? But it's got to be within reason. So again, your main three things on, you found a good deal, now what? You got to determine your exit strategy, you got to view and verify the property, and everything that the seller told you about the property, all your basically due diligence. That's another term we use for that, due diligence. And then lastly, you got to be able to put the property under written contract, and that's the most important thing, because maybe the sellers talked to 10 different investors, okay, but only the investor who is able to go out and put the property under written contract is the one that's going to win. The first investor to put the property under a written contract is the one that's going to win. You might think that a verbal contract means nothing in this situation. So you might think that you have a contract, but you don't have a contract unless you have a written contract. And that's a mistake that a lot of new investors make, new wholesalers make. They try to go out and they try to shop around deals that they don't have under contract. And then they think, oh man, somebody stole my deal. No, nobody stole your deal. Is that you didn't do the proper things, the proper steps I'm talking about today that you needed to do to secure your business. This is a business. You can't treat it like a hobby. So you treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby. You treat it like $1 million business, you can get paid like $1 million business. All right? So $1 million businesses do things with legally binding contracts, and that's what you got to do. You got to put it under contract. So that answers the question. I found a good deal. Now what?
Hey, thanks again for watching, and don't forget to check out any additional resources that I might have for you in the description section of this video. If you like this video, then show me some love with a heart on Facebook or a thumbs up on YouTube, and leave a comment below to let me know how the video helped you. If you have any real estate investing questions, go ahead and write those in the comments below, and it just may become the topic of my next video. If you know anybody else that might benefit from this video, then go ahead and share it. Be sure to check out my upcoming videos, and until next time, may all your parents have rich children, and may all your children have rich parents.